Chandler on Friends. If you didn't know that, are you literally living under a rock? Cocaine for like 3 full seasons of Friends, which she doesn't even recall filming. I don't think it was given out that sparingly though, but you know what they say, cocaine is the rich man's drug. Moving on to number 9, we have Diego Garcia, and if you guys are liking this video so far, then make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps us out. Diego Garcia is a US-occupied small island in the Indian Ocean. Technically, it's an overseas territory of Great Britain. In 1966, the people on the island were employed as contract farmers. They were working on coconut plantations. But from 1968 to 1973, the farm workers were kicked off the island by the UK government, so that the US/UK military could have a joint base on the island. So in 1966, the United States was given the rights to use the island if they forgot about the $14 million debt that the UK owed them. Now the island is used by government officials and it's highly, highly guarded. In fact, rumor has it that the island is home to a secret prison. Rumor also has it that the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 that went missing without a trace actually just landed on this island. Not only that, but apparently rumor has it that this base is used by the CIA to torture prisoners. There's some crazy theories out there. I hope one day we'll find out if any of them are true. Then in 2009, the US military evicted several thousand of the island's local residents. Why they did this is still so top secret. Like, they don't know why they got evicted. I really wish we knew. Something fishy is going on over there. Coming in at number 8, we have the Dugway Proving Ground. Located in Utah, the Dugway Proving Ground is the main biological and chemical weapons testing site for the U.S. Army. Like, who knows how many and what kinds of dark, deadly weapons they are building and testing there. The base also contains top-secret U.S. military research documents, which is one of the reasons why the government doesn't want you to know about it. Now, in 1968, the unbelievable happened at the base. On March 13th, a high-speed jet sprayed 320 gallons of nerve gas VX around the air in a test. This is so deadly that 10 milligrams can kill people. It'll stop your respiratory muscles from working, and then you'll just choke to death. Anyways, it sprayed in an area near a farm. The next day, thousands of sheep were found dead. The government denied that is basically spy school, which is super cool. Now, like all places on this list, this one is also heavily guarded. It is located on the 2nd floor of a 5-story structure. The glass windows are smoked to prevent people from looking in and spying. The building also contains sensors to prevent eavesdropping from outside. And like I said, it's protected by a number of locks and alarms and surveillance. In our 4th spot, we have Menwith Hill. Menwith Hill is a Royal Air Force base located in the UK. In fact, it is said to be one of the most secretive places in the UK. First off, the place is super odd. Like, there's a bunch of white domes all over the place that look like giant golf balls. Like, I feel like it's just the government's own mini-putt or golfing range or something like that, but it's not. This site is said to be the largest electronic monitoring system on the planet. So basically, it's a place where they spy on us, monitoring our every move. The site first opened to spy on the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Since then, we don't know exactly what they're spying on, but it's a vital part of the NSA surveillance network. In 2012, it was believed that the base was involved in a number of drone attacks. However, this has never been confirmed. On top of that, it was revealed that the NSA used the base to, and I quote, aid a significant number of capture-kill operations. That is terrifying. Wow. Moving on to number 3, we have Kapustin Yar. Kapustin Yar is basically Russians' version of Area 51. It is a top-secret base created by the USSR. It was used for developing the Soviet space program. But now, rumor has it that it is home to aliens. Apparently, people saw a large red sphere flying in the sky right above this base. Others claim to have seen 3-eyed aliens wearing silver overalls there. I mean, hey, at least he's stylish.
Why would
most
aliens
alien sightings in Russia occur near this top secret base.
There is nothing
Coincidence?
special.
I think not.
If
It could be that
aliens
aliens
want
are
to
trying to
visit
escape from this
anywhere,
base
they'll
or
visit
something
anywhere
like that.
besides
There's even
here.
rumors of this base being
nothing
used to
special
conduct
here.
alien autopsies.
So why would they
It's
even
pretty
visit
creepy.
here?
I don't even want to know if I want to find find out what goes on in there. In our second spot, we
nothing
have the
special
secret
on
super
Earth.
command bunker. Apparently, the Pentagon is planning to build a secret command bunker 3,500 feet under Washington, D.C.
If I
What's the
visit
purpose
here,
of this
what's
bunker,
the
you
point
ask?
of
Well,
visiting
just in
here?
case of nuclear war,
If I was
the
Aaron,
bunker
I would
will
go
keep people
anywhere
safe
else
from the nukes.
besides here.
Apparently, the pandemic shook the U.S. government, and now they, and I quote, put plans in place to ensure critical elements of the U.S. government can keep functioning in the midst of an extreme crisis. So they're basically gonna be like, sick, every man for themselves,
no
peace
fun.
out, and then just disappear into the secret bunker.
Rich
And
people
in our number one
survive,
spot, we
while
have
we
Porton Down.
die.
Close to Stonehenge,
It
there's
is
a
what it
place
is.
called Porton Down, which is basically a massive experimental testing
Nothing you can
center.
do with Porton.
It's known for working on chemical and biological weapons, as well as dealing with dangerous pathogens. The stuff that goes on in there is dark, and I mean dark. Starting in 1945, the government began testing nerve gas on real humans. These testings on humans went until 1989. In the end, more than 3,400 people had nerve gas tested on them. In 1953, a man named Ronald Madison died after being subjected to liquid nerve gas. Not only did they lie and say they were no longer testing the gas on humans, but they denied that the nerve gas was the cause of his death. Recently, however, it was discovered that they are now testing this gas and other dangerous weapons on animals. What else goes on in there is unknown. Like, what if they're still running unethical tests on humans? It's crazy. Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have SIM cards. We see all the time in movies and shows when people are trying to be super secret, they smash their phone and their SIM card, but as it turns out, maybe we should all be smashing our SIM cards, super secret lifestyle or not. In February of 2015, it was reported that Snowden provided documents that showed that the NSA and GCHQ had hacked into a Dutch company that is responsible for manufacturing and supplying 2 billion SIM cards per year, and they supply places like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and a variety of other providers. While this hack would suggest that the agencies would then now have access to billions of unique encryption keys, which could potentially allow them to bypass wireless providers and monitor both voice and data transmissions of every user that has a SIM card made by this company. The company did reply to the situation and said that they had been the target of at least 2, quote, particularly sophisticated intrusions, and they suggested that they believed that the NSA and the GCHQ were responsible, but the company then denied that the hack was successful in gaining access to those encryption keys. Moving on to number 9, we have the casting couch. So this is probably not the biggest secret anymore, but for quite some time it was. Basically, there's a lot of sleazebags in Hollywood. Some Hollywood directors or stars invite females over and, well, offer them roles in movies in exchange for certain favors. They call this the casting couch. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, they use their wealth and power to persuade innocent people. But sadly, a lot of people desperate for fame will agree to this. In an interview with GQ magazine, Megan Fox actually revealed the truth behind this. She said that numerous big Hollywood legends would invite her over for what she thought was just going to be like a meeting for a new opportunity. But when she got there, she realized their true intentions. She shut down several men throughout her career. At number 8, we have Alfred Hitchcock. This one honestly pains me because I love his films, but he's such a misogynistic human being where I'm like, oh. Since his films emphasize a voyeuristic viewpoint from the male protagonist, most female characters were almost just like stock characters. They were remote, usually blonde, sexy, and in the end, they always got humiliated. With films like Psycho, Rebecca, and of course The Birds, the man achieved a lot more than dick. He once referred to actors as cattle, which I mean, you may be directing the movie, but they are literally bringing it to life. With The Birds, there was major controversy concerning Hitchcock and his treatment of the female lead, Tippi Hedren, who plays Melanie. After she was cast, Alfred became literally obsessed with her and would grab her out of nowhere, non-consensually, and touch her sexually. He stalked her throughout shooting and would isolate her from the rest of the cast while whispering explicit things in her ear. Tippi obviously shut down all advances, and he did not take that well. In the last phone booth attack scene, Timmy's face was cut by the glass pane, and she said she was misled about the logistics of the scene. Or did Alfred just do it on purpose as revenge? If that wasn't petty enough, he also signed her to a 7-year contract that restricted her ability to do work. This was actually never confirmed, but it came to light after he died, and even her co-star confirmed it. Apparently, he also taunted Timmy's daughter, Melanie Griffith, by giving her a wax figure of her mum in a coffin as a present when she was only 6 years old.
Making our way down the list at number 7, we have the Hollywood sign. So, a lot of dark things go down in Hollywood, as you probably realize by now. One of them was the suicide of Peggy Twistle, a struggling Hollywood actress. She had dreams of making it big in Hollywood, but sadly, that didn't happen. She was a successful Broadway actor, but didn't have much success in the film field. Her one role was a 15-second appearance in the movie Hazel's Cousins. The pressures of being successful in Hollywood, along with the Great Depression, kind of got to her. On the night of September 16th, 1932, she climbed to the top of the H on the Hollywood sign and jumped to her death. Now, this tragic incident actually had a huge influence on current pop culture. In the 2009 film Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, the H in the Hollywood sign was made the entrance to the underworld. In Lana Del Rey's song Lust for Life, it starts with the lyrics, "Climb up the H of the Hollywood sign." It's assumed that these are both references to Peg's death.
Now, number 6 is Jane Mansfield. To be honest, I had not heard of Jane until I started researching this video, but wow, she was actually gorgeous. She was an American actress, singer, nightclub entertainer, and one of the first Playboy playmates. She was in movies like The Girl Can't Help It and Too Hot to Handle, and a bunch of more movies that came out way before I was born, and I haven't seen any of them. Now, in 1967, Jane was in Mississippi doing some appearances, and on the 28th of June, the plan was to go to New Orleans for another appearance. So Jane, her driver Ronnie, her attorney Sam, and 3 of her kids got into the car and set off on their way. At around 2:30 a.m. on Highway 90, their car was speeding when it crashed into the back of a tractor trailer. The adults in the front died instantly, including Jane, but her children thankfully walked away with minor injuries. Now, apparently Jane was actually decapitated since the car had its top literally sheared off, and it looked like her hair was tangled in the windshield. But it turns out she just suffered from severe head trauma, as in her skull was crushed. I love how I was like, just severe head trauma, that's a lot. And the blonde hair was from the wig that she was wearing, apparently. It was this incident that propelled the NHTCA to start adopting an undried guard on their tractor trailers, which is sometimes called a Mansfield bar. Fun fact, one of her kids that survived was Mariska Hargitay, who you all must know from Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I literally used to watch her so much growing up, I was like, damn, she has a hard name. But then I realized people pronounce my name really badly, and I'm like, okay, at least my name's not Mariska Hargitay.
We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with The Cursed Project. The 1961 film The Misfits was filmed with old Hollywood stars like Marilyn Monroe, Montgomery Clift, and Clark Gable. So you would think it would be a big success, right? Not so much. In fact, this movie is said to be cursed. When filming, they experienced a number of setbacks and bad things would happen to them. Then, Gable died of a heart attack a few days after filming. Marilyn Monroe overdosed on set and then died barely a year later after the film was finished. And the night that the movie was airing on television, Cliff died of a heart attack. That's so spooky. Like, all 3 stars died very soon after the production ended. So it's thought that this movie is somehow cursed.
And number 4 is Superman. No, I'm not talking about Henry Cavill, but I honestly really wish I was. No, I'm talking about George Reeves, who not only played Superman on TV in Adventures of Superman, he was also Superman in the film Superman and the Mole Men. And also, producer Chris just told me there was also a Christopher Reeves who also played Superman. But what made George notable was the manner in which he died or got murdered. On the 16th of June 1969, the LAPD reported that George had been shot in the head at some point between 1 and 2 in the morning. The people in the house at the time were his fiancée Lenore and 4 other people. They all went out, some to a restaurant, whereas Reeves went to a friend's wrestling match. Around midnight, he went to bed, while 2 of their friends were downstairs just having a bit of a party. Apparently, he came down and angrily told them to be quiet, then calmed down and stayed for a while, had a drink, and then went back to bed. All the guests were downstairs when a while later they heard a single gunshot, and by the time they went upstairs, they found him lying across the bed naked with a pistol between his feet. It looked like he had shot himself, and the friends took an awfully long time to call the police, so they were so shocked and so very drunk. One friend claimed his fiancée was actually upstairs with him and came down after the gunshot, telling everyone to tell the police she was downstairs the whole time. Alright, Lenore, you're a bit shady. There was no gunpowder on Reeves's hands, no fingerprints on the gun. The bullet was found in the ceiling, yet there were also multiple bullets in the ground. Yet they all only heard one gunshot. On the flip side, George was also sleeping with Fixer and MGM VP Eddie Mannix's wife Tony at the time, but you'll find out about him later. He is a douchebag. Rumor had it that Eddie had mafia ties and found out about the affair and had him killed. So either his fiancée killed him, the mafia killed him, or he actually did commit suicide. I don't know.
Coming in at number 3, we have the mysterious death of Thelma Todd. At just the age of 29, Thelma Todd became a successful Hollywood star. That was until December 16th, 1935, when she was found dead in her car in Jewel Carmen's garage. Jewel Carmen was an actress and wife of Roland West, who Thelma had the occasional fling with. The cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. However, her car wasn't running when they found her, and it still had fuel in the tank. As a result, this has become a huge Hollywood secret. No one truly knows what happened to her. Was it accidental, or was it her ex-husband seeking revenge? Maybe it was her business partner or secret lover. Maybe even her shady agent. We really don't know. Now, West did say that he locked her out, which made her seek refuge.
I'm talking out of character for a second. I'm gonna do Roblox Backroom series. Don't worry, I'm still gonna do Minecraft Backroom series. But for now, you know what I mean. It's gonna still continue on Minecraft Backroom series, and I'm gonna do Roblox Backroom series and Roblox Squid Game series too. Though I'm still gonna carry on Minecraft and I get a new Xbox on Christmas Day. That's when I go out next. For now, I'll be staying home until Christmas Day. I have to go see my family, you know, Christmas Day, so yeah. For now, no Xbox until, you know. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go over here. 3, 2, pardon me, 3, 2, 1, and action.
In her car, and so she may have accidentally
Yeah,
killed herself
this is
from
during the
having the
smoke,
car
daughter.
running in a closed
Thank you, Daddy
garage. But
Papa.
autopsy
You're
revealed
welcome.
that she had damage to her
Do you
throat.
still have that
One
one I
popular
wanna
theory
give you
is
a
that she
couple
died
notes?
at the hands of West,
No, I
who then
don't.
staged her death to look
I
like
mean,
an
I still have the
accident.
water,
There's
but
just
no notes.
a lot of
I
secrets
smoked it.
surrounding the
Oh,
case.
good. Here
Someone
is a
knows
couple
what
of
happened,
notes.
but to this day, we
You know the
truly don't
usual.
know.
Yeah, have a
Now,
joint,
number
then
2
smoke.
is the
I'm
fixer.
you know,
Some
fuck.
believe that any publicity
pretty
is
much.
good publicity, but I
Come.
mean, there's legitimately
join
bad
now.
press out there. Like, if you're gonna get caught getting arrested for a DUI, or you go to jail for murder, that is bad publicity. You may have heard of this before, but in Hollywood, when someone gets into a bit of a sticky situation, they hire a fixer like Michael Sitrick to twist the negative stories into positive ones. I get why fixers are so important, since celebrities get into shit every week, but sometimes they protect the wrong people. For example, back in 1937, Patricia Douglas, a 20-year-old actress, went to an after party for the MGM annual sales convention. And just imagine this party as a giant Hollywood frat party where people can legit do whatever they want because of how much money is just floating in the air. Either way, during the night, MGM sales exec David Ross, along with a friend, forced her to get drunk before sexually assaulting her. Patricia obviously wanted to press charges, and she did, but MGM got their fixer, Eddie Mannix, who I also mentioned beforehand, got him involved, and he made sure David's studio was never mentioned during the scandal. That in skeleton ruined Patricia's reputation, and Eddie somehow also got a portrayal in Hail Caesar, which is some sick kind of karma after ruining Patricia's life and God knows how many more.
And in our number one spot, we have the Poltergeist. This 1982 film has been scaring people for years, and not just from its creepy storyline. No, the film itself is cursed. In fact, it has been named the most cursed franchise in Hollywood. Brace yourself. It's about to get creepy. So, first off, the skeletons used in the rainy pool scene were real skeletons. Yeah, apparently it was cheaper to get real ones than to make fake ones. Oh, that's probably how the film became cursed. Then while filming a scene where a character gets choked by a robot clown doll, the actor actually got choked by the doll. Steven Spielberg thought that he was just doing a really realistic performance, but then noticed that he started to turn purple. That's not all. Multiple actors from the movies died tragically either during or after filming. Dominique Dunne, who played the older sister in the first movie, got murdered right after its premiere. Then 2 other actors died from cardiac arrest. And Lou Perryman, who was Pugsley in the movie, got brutally murdered by an ex-convict. So, yeah. Too many freaky coincidences for the film not to be cursed.
Kicking off the list at number 10. EA6736. Ancient Egyptians worshipped lots of animals. At one point or another, you've heard about how cats were highly respected back then, but they also worshipped other animals as well. It's not just cats, okay? So if you're sitting there looking at Mr. Freckles or whatever, don't give him too much praise, okay? There's other worshipped animals to talk about, like baboons. Believe it or not, baboons. They were pretty important pieces to this ancient puzzle. Egyptians had tattoos of baboons, but the most famous piece of history that we have preserved is in the collections of the British Museum in London. There's a mummy on display, and it looks a little different than the rest. EA6736 was recovered from the Temple of Khans in Luxor, Egypt. This little man here dates back to the New Kingdom period, so anywhere around 1550 BC to 10 BC. So yeah, he's a little old. He looks great for his age, though. I mean, really. Baboons would appear all over art and religion in ancient Egypt. One of my favorite facts ever has to be that in ancient Egypt, pharaohs would train baboons to make arrests. Yeah, imagine stealing a pear for your family, and then 4 baboons start chasing you, doing parkour, jumping over houses. It's crazy. Baboons are so smart. No wonder they worship them, honestly. Number 9, quantum computer. This next one is eye-opening, to say the least. Computers are getting more and more advanced by the day. Deepfakes are going to ruin my life. They're getting really good at those. I feel like an old man every time I see those and fall for it. But thanks to our man Snowden, it was reported in the Washington Post on January 2nd, 2014, that the NSA is working hard at creating their own computer. How fun must that be? It's called the quantum computer, and it cost about $80 million to create. And no, we can't send you back in time. This computer is safely stored in a massive room-sized metal box, which is not intimidating at all, and it's part of a program called Penetrating Hard Targets. I want to make so many jokes, but I won't. So it can break encryptions for just about anything. Finance records, medical, your old MSN, probably. What a nightmare that would be. The NSA is well on their way to breaking every form of public encryption. This quantum computer can theoretically break through any RSA encryption, which for the average computer today, that takes, I don't know, years, but this supercomputer can break through a lot faster. I'm talking days. Just don't go in my MSN, please.
In our number 8 spot today, we have Project Dishfire. It was reported by The Guardian that it had been revealed that the NSA collects 200 million text messages a day from around the world. They then use these messages to pull the details of certain location information, contact networks, and the credit card details of different mobile users. It was also reported that the NSA also provided British intelligence agencies with all of the data, just without the actual...
I can't believe what they announced on the news yesterday. Elon Musk, with the help of Bezos and Gates, have created
agencies with all of the data, just without the actual context of the text messages. So the NSA has all your secrets and nudies, but at least they didn't share them? I don't know. Basically, they have all of this data, and at any point could potentially extract certain information, like past travel plans, your financial transactions, your contacts, regardless of whether or not you were being investigated for something. Yes, this sounds illegal, unethical, and a little shady, and this revelation all came before former President Barack Obama gave a speech about proposed policy changes in reaction to the whistleblowing that was going on around Snowden and the NSA.
Number 7, friends without benefits. Even allies of the United States are not safe here. Thanks to Snowden, at the end of October 2013, it was leaked that the states were spying on Germany, France, and Spain. The NSA had tapped into 35 phones, which, by the way, not just a couple of random dudes, they were spying on 35 world leaders. One of which was German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who called out the NSA after finding out, of course, and said this act of snooping was just unacceptable between friends. Really went personal with the friends comment there. It's like when you show somebody a photo on your phone and they start swiping, like, hi, hello, betrayal, see ya. Now, as you hear this, you're thinking, well, I'm not a world leader, what's the big deal here? Well, it was also reported that the NSA was monitoring phone calls in Spain for the average folk. They monitored about 60 million calls in 1 month, so yeah, world leader or not, be a little concerned about these guys. Maybe.
In our number 6 spot today, we have the Brazil spying scandal. It was reported by The Guardian that Brazil was second only to the United States in terms of the amount of communications that were being subjected to surveillance by the NSA. This means that the NSA were seriously spying on millions of Brazilians, including the emails and phone calls of their president. At the G20 summit that year, which took place in Russia, Brazil's president at the time, Dilma Rousseff, had a one-on-one meeting with Obama in reference to this. He said that he would look into it and get back to her, but before he could, more NSA tea was spilled, and it was revealed that the agency had also targeted Petrobras, which is Brazil's state oil company. This led the president to call this new information industrial espionage, and as a result, she called off her scheduled visit to the White House and demanded answers. The called-off visit was important because it was to be the first state visit by a Brazilian president in about 2 decades, and although the Obama administration claimed that it was a joint decision made by both presidents, some media outlets described it as the sternest punishment that had been received at that time in response to all of these NSA leaks. This also led Brazil to take a multitude of steps to hopefully get away from the American-run internet.
Number 5, backup. When Glenn Greenwald kicked this whole thing off in 2013 with Snowden and his reveals, it was this massive security breach, obviously. Snowden was, of course, in hot water immediately, but he was ahead of the game from the start. See, Snowden had told Greenwald that if anything crazy happens to him, well, he'll just leak even more information. If Snowden was unable to access these encrypted documents on one of his 4 laptops, then it was set up to automatically send those private documents to higher ups, aka the people directly involved in the leak. On top of that, Snowden reminded The Guardian that he has many, many more secrets to spill, specifically the NSA surveillance systems. This is why you make backups. Duly noted, Snowden.
In our number 4 spot today, we have the Embassy Catastrophe. There was a document from 2007 that was leaked which named 38 different embassies and missions that were so-called targets of U.S. surveillance. This document didn't quite make it clear whether or not these targets were being looked into by only the NSA or if the CIA and FBI were also involved. The document described certain things like bugging fax machines with devices that allowed them to listen in on conversation, and the document also listed the names of different programs that are used within the embassies. The document showed that the embassies targeted weren't just those of countries who seemed to be enemies with the United States, and instead included places like India and Mexico, Greece, and Turkey. It appears as if the goal was to gain insider information into the diplomatic relations between the targets and the United States. The EU embassy in Washington, D.C. was one of the targets on this document, and this leak had the potential to have jeopardized one of the largest attempted free trade agreements in the world, because shortly after this all came out, negotiations were set to begin between the EU and the United States. The French president at the time made his anger about the situation very public and stated that all future negotiations will only be made under the agreement that the United States cease all unauthorized surveillance of any EU buildings or personnel.
Number 3, China. I mentioned earlier that summit where the United States originally wanted to call out China for cyber attacks, but instead Snowden leaked a PowerPoint training slideshow and the tables were turned just like that. Snowden revealed himself as this massive spy kid on June 12th, and he said he was planning on remaining in Hong Kong until he was kicked out. But in his first press interview since coming out with all this information, he informed South China's Morning Post that the NSA was hacking Chinese and Hong Kong computers since back in 2009. That's a long time ago. It's like when Avatar 1 came out. That's how long ago that was. More specifically, Snowden said that the NSA hacked the Chinese University of Hong Kong, aka the heart of all internet traffic in Hong Hong Kong. Now, of course, this is eye-opening, but there's many who see this hack attack as a good thing. See, citizens want to know what their government's up to, and honestly, I myself would love to know if the NSA was rummaging through my chats. So a poll was conducted on June 10th and 11, and apparently 44% of Americans were on board with Snowden's outing. They were with him, and 42% of Americans say that he's a bad boy. 57% were not a fan of the NSA's action, while 37% were on board. 30% of folks liked the fact they were being spied on. That's some weird kind of kink, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want the NSA in your Dropbox? Let us know in the comments your thoughts below.
Next, the NSA will somehow enter our dreams.
Information. In 2013, it was reported by The
Imagine that.
Guardian that, according to the documents that were
Then
leaked
people
by
will be
Snowden,
mad,
the Obama
definitely.
administration has allowed the NSA to collect different caller information from Verizon. This was done through what was called a, quote, business records provision of the Patriot Act that was established under the presidency of George W. Bush. It allowed the government to order Verizon to hand over caller information every single day. The information included things like the time, location, and duration of the call. The information began being collected under the Bush administration in 2001, and they were collected from AT&T, Verizon, and Bell South. Of course, once these documents were leaked and the information became public knowledge, U.S. officials began trying to reassure the public that this surveillance was somehow necessary and was actually a program vital to national security, but many people rightfully felt like the spying was an unnecessary invasion of their privacy. This one is tricky because there certainly is a fine line with these things.
And finally, number 1, PowerPoint. Nothing sounds less cool than a leaked 41-slide PowerPoint
Ready?
presentation.
Yep, Daddy. Good girl. It's fucking my room and my mum's room. Done. Come on, thud. Let's do this is done. Oh hi, it's been a month, hasn't it? Well, I am off the vacation on the cruise. I'm here at Wandy's theme park. It's a wonderful day.
Driving a tank, and you're
Press
in for a
play.
fun time. And one last thing I really like, but I don't even think it was intentional, is that you can combine emotes. Most of the combinations are ridiculous, but then there are some that are just amazing. And with that, that's basically most of the positives I have for this game. I do have a few more good things to say as we go along, but for now, we really need to discuss the story. If you were worried the story would be a cringe fest, then I'm sorry to say, but you were 100% correct. Oh, good. My biggest fear going into this game was that the tone would be a combination of Saints Row 2 with Watch Dogs 2, but instead, it's more like Saints Row the Third meets Sunset Overdrive. The moment you meet the new characters is when any glimmer of hope you may have had is lost. The writing and characteristics of the new Saints feels on par with NPCs you would gladly run over in the previous games.
Brunch is a time for friends and mimosas, not debates on morality.
All right. There's such a lack of self-awareness that it feels like you're watching an episode of Friends, just without the laugh track.
The only way this can be better is if you put on a fucking shirt. Dinner and a show, baby.
And sadly, it doesn't get any better from here. Whether it's the characters discussing the next karaoke night, traveling the city to get Kevin a damn fast food toy, and doing fucking LARPing in the desert.
Hey, Eli, what's this $2.99 stuff? 'Tis but a microtransaction. Check thine coin purse for funds.
Absolutely none of this feels like Saints Row, and it's simply heartbreaking. Now, it could be argued that this concept would have worked if the boss retained his personality from the past, but instead Felician went for this go-with-the-flow attitude that simply makes the situations even worse. The only somewhat redeemable character is the fifth hidden saint Nuwali, but his motivations are so confusing it ruins any hope he could have provided. The dialogue feels poorly written, the humor is complete trash, and the overall story is the most predictable thing I've ever seen.
Let's pause it, let's go some rides. Gang, you heard. Let's go into this fucking ride here. Oh, and by the way, the reason why we did a film go on the cruise all the time, because this cruise is nothing special. If you've been on a cruise, you know what's going on, cunt. Like shit. It's just a cruise, nothing fucking special, cunt. Let's go to this cunt here. haunted house. Gang gang. Gang gang, you heard. Yeah, buddy, gang gang, yeah. It's going alright, dog. I'll go by myself. I'm going to wait until I go by myself, can't. Yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. I'll wait until the next ride. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm gonna go by myself, hopefully. Well, I'll see you whenever the fuck the next ride will show up. I'll see you then, dude. About time, yo. Oh. Right. I'm not going through those bitches. I'm gonna go by myself, cunt. I'd rather go by myself. Whatever, I guess I'll go with this guy. Since I'm not allowed to go by myself. Fucking of course, why not? Well, very scary. Not. Try harder next time. Well, hi, bye, demon. Hi, bye, serial killer. Bye, hot girl. Bye, hot girl. Oh, hi, bye. Hi, bye. Hi. Bye, crown. Bye, crown. Very scary, not. Hi, bye. Very scary. Not. Hi, bye. Bye, Spada. Bye, Spada. Bye. Hi. Bye. Hi. Bye. Hi. Bye. So what if I... Nothing there, boys, but I can't see me. Oh, good. Let's go.